bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Celebrations in honor of Youth Month continuing on Grand Bahama. This past Saturday, a Youth Awards ceremony was held at the Foster B. Pastena Center. It is a signature event held to recognize the accomplishments of the youth leaders, and local youth organizations. David Ferguson, head boy of BMES, emerged as the most distinguished youth. Gabrielle Moss was recognized as the top pace setter in the field of education. Latesse Bartlett was named most distinguished youth in community service, and Jeremy Knowles in creative arts. Lolita Henfield of Heavenly View Youth Ministries was named Youth Leader of the Year, and the West End Eco Fishing was named the top youth organization. An independent committee consisting of Senior Island Administrator Alexander Williams, Undersecretary in the Ministry for Grand Bahama Cecil Thompson, and Senator Tanisha Tynes selected the winners. Ferguson, Moss, and Bartlett will represent Grand Bahama at the National Recognition Ceremony on Thursday, October 24th, in the nation's capital. 300 students enrolled in the Junior Achievement Program over the weekend. The JA orientation was held at Bishop Michael Eldon School's auditorium. According to Program Manager Ron Dames, the program that focuses on developing young entrepreneurs is now into its 30th year. Phil Simon, Vice Chair, says the excitement continues.
We have a record request for enrollment in the JA program. It's in great demand. And this year is special to us because we're celebrating 30 years. And of course, students will get the opportunity to really get the tools to make them successful entrepreneurs. So throughout the year, you're going to be hearing some fantastic things going on with JA. And so we're happy again once to get the program started.
I think we underestimate the impact that the program has on our achievers. Really, it's a program designed around economics, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. And certainly in these days and times and going forward in our country, we want to be able to kind of teach business skills, because no matter what students do, no matter what career they choose, they're going to have to learn how to do business.
Past achiever Samuel Brown says Junior Achievement was a great experience. Chairman Donald Glass believes this program is the greatest in the world because it allows students to develop themselves.
I've just completed law school and I intend to start again, but I indeed intend to also begin a business when I'm done with all of my education. And Junior Achievement has not only given me the framework to start a company, but also given me the know-how to go out there and market, as well as produce, as well as handle the finance part of it. So I think that Junior Achievement really builds the whole person, and anybody between the ages of 15 and 17 should really be a part of it in our society.
But what Junior Achievement has done has given them that training where they can come into themselves, they can stand on their own 2 feet, and they can go and talk with anybody. They can go into companies, talk with managers, they can go and talk with their friends in classes, they're more confident. And so that is given them that opportunity. And what that does also, it transfers into other things that they do. For example, once they are in their classrooms and they have projects, they can go and prepare their projects, and they will become. Yeah, I always like to use the analogy of going from caterpillars to butterflies.
World Mental Health Day will be observed this coming Thursday. Each year, the World Health Organization joins forces with other health partners to promote awareness of mental health issues. This year, the focus is on mental health and older adults. Clinical Director with Psychiatric Services at the Ram Memorial Hospital, Dr. Jean Turnquest.
When we talk about older adults, we're talking about people 65 years and older. And we now know that at least 5% of persons 65 will probably develop dementia. And also, once you become 85, as you become older, the incidence is greater. There are many forms of dementia. We're not really sure what causes it. But the more common one that we hear about is Alzheimer's. People are living longer. Mm-hmm. So that is the difference. People are living longer. So these disorders of older adults are increasing. But our incidence in the Bahamas is no higher than it is elsewhere in the world. And then, of course, another component is that the family structure has changed.
Dr. Turnquest says mental illness in older people can begin with loss of memory and a change in social and occupational activities.
if we start to see changes in any of those areas of life, then we become concerned. And then it doesn't tend to be a dramatic change in personality, but certain character traits that you may have will be accentuated. For example, if you tend to be a person who likes to conserve things or put them away, and you may start to keep things that have very little value, and in fact start to hoard. So it's an accentuation of a natural characteristic. If you tend to be a person who is very conscious of time, rather than go to an event 10 minutes before, you may start to go an hour before, 2 hours before, which is not usual. So it's an accentuating of the person's usual characteristics. So sometimes the person may argue, I don't have a problem. But in fact, if you view it against what everybody else is doing, or what they used to do 5 years before, it is different.
This Thursday, a medical expert from Cleveland Clinic will give some insight into the issue of mental health during a presentation at a special luncheon at the Ruby Swiss restaurant. In other news, the quaint East End community of McLeanstown will come alive this Saturday as a major cultural event is held this National Heroes Day holiday weekend. Ministry of Tourism Officer Elaine Smith says all roads will lead to McLeanstown for an historic festival popular with residents and visitors alike.
The Ministry of Tourism is proud to partner with the Concracking Committee in its annual festival, as it will be the sure revenue generator for the local community. By directly stimulating the Grand Bahamian economy, the involvement of artisans, food and beverage vendors, and transportation companies will both add to the success of the event and these individual business partners.
Committee members are also excited about the upcoming event. They say persons traveling to the East for the Bahamian competition will be in for a treat.
We have a lot of activities. We have a boat tour from islands to different keys in the area. To even if they want to go to Abaco, we have a ferry also that can take you to Abaco. And also we included even a bird tour for our visitors who want to do birding. And also we have a greasy pole, and you know that we have the main event, which is the cracking. And kayaking, we have paddle boarding, and a lot of activities for the kids.
Concracking is a Bahamian function. It's a sport created with a Bahamian event that should be celebrated. This is my first time on the committee this year. As you know, I've just started a nature tour business down in McLeantown. Kenny made mention of the bird watching, which is now incorporated as part of this, so folks can come in, book a bird watching tour early, take in this Bahamian specialty birds that you will see only on this Bahamas, new birds coming in, and stay for the full activities of the event.
This just in, police say Javargo Cephas Saunders, also known as Vargo, and Sean Livingston Solomon, the two men who escaped lawful custody over in Bimini over the weekend, are now back in custody. Police say the men were turned in by family members over in Bimini today. The two are expected to be taken to Nassau to answer the escape and other charges. Police are thanking members of the public, including family members, who continue to support police in the war on crime. And that's news from the Northern Service. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Good night.